Hello, students. Good morning. One more topic, ambiguities. We are going to discuss here what is ambiguity, right? So, sometime we find that there's a word or sentence or phrase, right, have more than two meanings, right? Two or more than two meanings, and that is why there is confusion. There is that's a clarity is not there, that what speaker wants to speak, because there are more interpretation. So that is called ambiguity, right? So in English language also there are some words, or sometimes sentence structure is not framed properly, and that is why there is ambiguity in the sentences. So ambiguity occurs due to words, choice of words. Sometime because of words ambiguity occurs. Sometime sentence framing is not proper, or sometime that's a meaning. A sentence is framed properly, but meaning is different, right? So this is called ambiguity. So here we are discussing ambiguities. Ambiguities in English language occur when a word, phrase, or sentence can be understood in more than one way. Means word, phrase, or sentence, right? If it is not used properly, then there are more than one interpretation, and which is called ambiguity. So these can lead to misunderstanding and misinterpretations. So when a word, choice of word is not proper, or sentence is not properly framed, so then it may lead misunderstanding or misinterpretations, right? So this is called ambiguity, and this is uh, the topic which is very important, right? So now types of ambiguity. Types of ambiguity means uh, due to words, due to structure. So that is why on the basis of this, ambiguity is divided into different categories, and first type is called lexical ambiguity. So what is lexical ambiguity? Lexical ambiguity is when a single word has multiple meanings, right? So lexical ambiguity means a single word has multiple meanings, right? One word has multiple meanings. The context usually helps clarify which meaning is intended, but sometimes it does not. So sometimes context makes it clear whether what do you mean by particular word, but sometime it is not. So let's see what the example. The bank is the very common word and creates ambiguity. That is, the word bank can refer to a financial institution or side of a river. And suppose you are saying that I need to go to bank. So either you want to deposit money or you want to sit by the river. Not clear. If you say I need to go to bank, so that sometime after college, after institution, if I say that I have to go to bank, so definitely I have to go to deposit, or I have to do something in the financial institution, but I am interested to sit by the river. That is why I want to go to a river bank. So, however, context is clear that after office, no one wants to go to river in the evening. So, definitely, that is only for I'm talking about financial institution, but sometime it is not clear. So, that is one example. Bank is very confusing word, right? Number two is that the word fly can be a verb and a noun, right? So if you talk about verb or if you talk about noun, it should be clear. Why? Because fly can be a verb, and when verb means move through, move through the air, right? So that is you are moved through the air. I would fly tomorrow means my flight is tomorrow. So that is fly. But at the same time, suppose you're talking about uh, insect, so that you can, a sentence is that I saw a fly. So was it an insect or did you see something moving through the air? Right? I saw a fly. So fly means you have seen a fly or you have seen a, a flight, right? Not clear, which are something which is moving in the air, right? So these are the ambiguities which occur due to words. Another example is resume, right? However, this is a pronunciation, but I'm telling you that's a also example resume, right? When you say that, okay, I am going outside, I will resume after 3 days. So means this resume sound is resume means verbal form. However, again I'm telling you, spelling is same, but when you pronounce resume means you are using verbal form, and resume means rejoining. So you are going to rejoin after 3 days. But when you say send your resume, that sound is different. Send your resume, spelling is same, but then for writing purpose I'm telling, suppose you say I will resume after 2 days, so context is clear that you are going to rejoin after 2 days. But then resume, so that's a usually start when a noun form means document. When you talk about, so then it would start, generally start with a capital letter, and sound also changes, but yeah, spelling is same. That is resume. Send your resume if you are interested for this job. So that is resume. That's a summary of the candidate. It's called resume. Okay. Now, so this is the confusion because of word. Okay. We have seen two examples, bank and fly. Now moving to next type of ambiguity, that is called syntactic ambiguity. Syntactic ambiguity is also called structural ambiguity. Why? Because of structure. When sentence is not framed properly, then this ambiguity occurred, right? For example, uh, structural ambiguity happens when a sentence grammatical structure allows for multiple interpretations, right? So that's a grammatical structure, right, is not proper, then there are chances of multiple interpretations, right? So the same word arranged in the same order can be passed differently, right? So that's the same word but arranged in different position, different place, so meaning will change. First of all, here example, I shot an elephant in my pajama. However, this example, I'll give you another example. So, I shot an elephant in my pajama means I, while wearing my pajama, right, shot an elephant. One meaning. Second meaning is I shot an elephant that was inside my pajama. However, this sentence is not very good example. I'll give you another example. But yes, here sentence technically it is framed properly. I shot an elephant. I is subject, shot is verb, and elephant is the object, right? So that is subject, verb, object, and then other part of sentence. But then that is framed properly. But then there are two interpretations. First is that I, while wearing pajama, shot an elephant. Number two, that I shot an elephant that was inside my pajama. So that is two sentences because of that's a actually this example is given that for for grammar. Grammar is lang and parole you must have study that speaking or framing the rules of language is something but performance is different. Why? Because according to grammar, subject, then verb, and then object should be placed. So we have kept subject here I, and verb is short, and elephant is the that's a and elephant is an object. So according to grammar rule, sentence is framed properly, but meaning is very much confusing, right? Number two example, the chicken is ready to eat. This is a very good example, and many a time this example is used for ambiguities. The chicken is ready to eat. So that's there are two meanings actually. The is cooked and chicken is cooked in the kitchen. So chicken is cooked in the kitchen, okay, and it is ready to eat. So chicken is cooked in the kitchen and ready for and ready for someone to eat it, right? When your mother is saying that just the chicken is ready to eat means your mother is saying that chicken is ready, right? It is cooked and you can eat anytime. One interpretation. Number two is the chicken, right? Live chicken, right? The chicken who is alive and who is, so the chicken who is alive, he is hungry and ready to eat something. So that is because of he is hungry. So the chicken is hungry and ready to eat. So the chicken is hungry and ready to eat, or the chicken is cooked and someone is ready to eat. So this ambiguity occurs because of syntactic ambiguity. This is called syntactic because of structure, right? Sentence structure is even proper, but then sometime that should be more clear, right? So this type of sentence because of grammar or because of same grammar, when sentence is not framed properly, so then such problems occur, or interpretation there are chances of number of interpretation. Number one more example, that's a uh, if only, right? you will you will fail only when you stop trying. I have read somewhere that you will fail only. Sentence is like this: you will fail only when you stop trying. Right? You will fail only when you stop trying. This is proper sentence. You will fail only when you stop trying. But only fail, you only fail. Suppose sentences like this. Here no will. You only fail, right? You only fail when you stop trying. meaning is change. You only fail means nothing, no big harm, right? No big problem is going to be done when uh, you just you will fail only, just fail only when you stop. So that's a meaning is change, and that is why we should make a frame sentence properly. Okay. Now next is semantic ambiguity. Semantic ambiguity arises when a sentence has a clear grammatical structure. Sentence has a clear grammatical structure, right? But the meaning itself unclear due to relationship between the words. So this problem occurs due to relationship between the words. Important. Due to relationship. This often involves vagueness or lack of specific details. Why? Because when we don't put proper detail, right? And that's why this problem occurs when we don't put proper details. So then this problem occurs. So we have to take care of such problems, right? Why? Because lack of details or this problem comes, and then this relationship between the words is not clear, then this problem semantic ambiguity occurs, right? Let us see example. A good student. A- what's a good student? What makes good? What kind of good? It could mean they are academically successful, right? Because we are talking about good. So they are academically successful or well behaved, or both. The meaning of good is subjective and not explicitly defined. A good student, his or her behavior is good, or he is an intelligent, or he is both, not very much clear. So that is why here we have to add something into the sentence. That's a he's good student, laborious, hardworking, and ranker. Or he is good student, his behavior, he is very modest, though he is a ranker. So this way his goodness you are showing, right? So that is example of semantic ambiguity. Why? Because of relationship between the words and then lack of specific details. है ना? Number two, he gave her the kitchen to the car. Such can in two when there are two objects, then that sentence oftenly confusing. He gave her the keys to the car. Now, which keys? Question is which keys? The car keys or the house keys? Because he gave her the keys. What keys? To the car. The sentence is clear in structure, but the specific item, the keys, is ambiguous without further context. So he gave her the keys to the car when he has closed the door, or when he was leaving for the office. So he gave her the keys to the car when he he was leaving for office. So then it would be more clear that what keys are given, house keys are given, right? And suppose uh, uh, your husband has forgotten car key and he is calling you for car keys. So you in that way you can say that he gave her uh, or your husband, your wife has forgotten, car keys. So then she's calling she's calling her husband. So then husband said, you can say that he gave her the keys to the car, so he has given keys of the car, right? So here context is not clear, so that is why problem is created. And then why? Because uh, first is the relationship between the words, and number two is that's a lack of further context. So this is called semantic ambiguity. Semantic means when meaning changes, right? Semantic ambiguity means when meaning changes. Okay. Now, why it is tricky? Ambiguity is common in everyday language and is often resolved by context. So, how to resolve the ambiguity? Context, tone of voice, and shared knowledge. Three things are very helpful to reduce ambiguity. What's the context? You have to, sometime we say, sorry, I didn't mean it, I mean. Then we say that that day you were coming with me, that's why I said, would you like to stay at my home or not? So I'm giving example. So context must be clear. Tone of voice, if I say that no, I cannot go, and if I say no, I cannot go, and third is no, not possible, I cannot go. All these tone of voice shares different uh, tones. And last one is shared knowledge, right? And if you have good knowledge, definitely you'll be able to frame your sentence properly. I would like to share my experience. Recently, I was the observer in an activity of college program, but I was not informed that I was the observer. So then at last they gave me sheet, and they said that you just have to fill the sheet. That's what did you observe? I said no, I cannot write it properly because I didn't observe. So that is where my knowledge cannot be shared properly, because I couldn't see all the activities properly. I was not aware with that mindset. So that is why uh, I could not gave my attention, much attention to that activities, and that is why I was able to uh, not able to write proper comments. So that is another example. That's a reason. Sometime ambiguity. Suppose I have written something and it might be very much ambiguous. Why ambiguous? Because I lack of knowledge. So, however, in formal writing, legal document, instructions, right? Ambiguity must be avoided for medical and all, to prevent confusion and errors. Because in medical, in cosmetics, if in law, if there is confusion, then it will affect the customer, or it will be maybe very one word or one misinterpretation may have lots of problem, right? So that is why feels like law and science, right? That's a strive for very precise and unambiguous language. Law and science, right? So they are very much consistent. So here, ambiguity we have learned, that's a more than one interpretation, due to sometime due to words, sometime due to grammatical structure, and sometime when relationship between the words are not clear, or sometime that is lack of context, proper information. So that is called semantic ambiguity. So, lexical ambiguity, syntactic ambiguity, and semantic ambiguity. So, thank you so much. God bless you.